have any fun. Can I go on a picnic with my classmates?
No, your brother doesn't go anywhere. Why should you?
It wasn't fair, but I didn't talk back because I felt like I deserved to be treated that way. And then, one day, a cute new kid called Chris transferred to our school. He immediately caught my attention. Chris was cheerful and friendly. Studying didn't come easy to him, though, and the principal asked me to tutor him. I agreed without hesitation. It was my chance to get to know him. I have a huge essay due tomorrow, but I have no idea where to start. He sighed so sadly my heart sank. I wanted to do something to help the guy I liked. I have an idea. Let me write the essay for you. Just promise me you'll study hard to catch up after that, though.
Brooke, you're so kind. I could kiss you right now.
Wow, no one had ever said anything that nice to me before. I was over the moon. Chris made me smile. That evening, I was sitting in my room and writing the essay for Chris when I heard Mr. Parker shouting under my window. He was looking for his cat. I went outside and I offered the old man my help. Fluffy! Kitty, kitty, kitty! Where are you? We heard a plaintive meowing coming from our basement. Mr. Parker's cat probably couldn't find its way out. I went down to the basement and I found Fluffy. And then my eyes fell on Ryan's guitar. It was covered in dust. I can't believe it's still here. I returned the cat to his owner and I carried the guitar to my room. Then I carefully cleaned it of dust and cobwebs. Before I knew it, I started to pluck its strings. I liked it more and more by the minute. But then I heard footsteps in the hallway and hid the guitar under my bed. Mom, Dad, and Ryan will go ballistic if they found out I wanted to play the guitar. The next day at school, I found Chris and I handed him the essay.
Brooke, you're the best. Let me thank you properly. My friend is throwing a party tonight. Will you come?
Oh, I'd love to, but my parents won't let me. My brother refuses to go out and stays at home all the time, so I'm not allowed to have any fun either.
Well, that's a strange rule to say the least.
I told Chris what happened when we were kids and why I was plagued by guilt.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope that one day your relationship with your family will improve.
Thank you, Chris. When I came home from school, my brother was talking to a gorgeous guy. My heart fluttered when I recognized him. It was Damon. Had he moved back to town? He had certainly grown up. Now he had a lot of tattoos, and his tight t-shirt did nothing to hide his muscles. As soon as I walked in, they fell silent. Damon looked me up and down and smirked.
Hey there, you little hellion. You still in love with me?
I could feel myself blush, but tried to look indifferent to hide how I was feeling. Oh, please. I haven't thought about you in years.
Get lost, Brooke. We're busy.
I snorted and left the room. Still, I couldn't help but wonder what they were talking about, so I hid behind the door to eavesdrop. That's how I found out Damon came back to town because he'd been kicked out of the band. Apparently, he had problems with the law. Oh, even though he was my childhood crush, I decided to stay away from him. Bad guys didn't interest me. That evening, I tried to focus on the book I was reading, but Damon was all I could think about. He was so mysterious and dangerous now. That wasn't good. I had to get him out of my head. So, I picked up Ryan's guitar and started learning the chords. After a while, disjointed sounds turned into a beautiful melody. But then, Dad burst into my room. He was furious.
Brooke, are you kidding me? Your brother can't play the guitar because of you. How dare you touch his instrument?
I apologized and put the guitar under my bed again. As soon as Dad walked out, he screamed into my pillow. I made a mistake when I was a child. Did that really mean I had no right to have a hobby for the rest of my life? Then I got a call from Chris.
You can still come to the party, you know? It's awesome. Get over here. It's better than moping.
Nothing terrible would happen if I had some fun, right? I decided to sneak out of my house and not overthink it. I climbed out the window and I came to the party. There were a lot of people letting loose and enjoying their youth there. Chris was stoked when he saw me and immediately dragged me to the dance floor. I was having fun when I felt someone's eyes on me. I looked around and saw Damon in the crowd. There was a bunch of girls around him, but he was looking at me. My heart started racing and I looked away from him. Chris suddenly turned gloomy.
Dang it, I forgot I have another essay due tomorrow. I haven't even gotten started.
Relax and dance with me. I'll write it for you tonight.
Thank you, Brooke. You're amazing.
Chris pulled me into a hug and I saw Damon frown. He came up to me a few minutes after that.
Can't you see that Chris is just using you?
What makes you think that?
I see right through that jerk. You realized you're naive and he's taking advantage of it. Chris is a bad guy. Trust me.
You're one to talk. I know you've had problems with the law, so who's the real bad guy here? Damon didn't have anything to say to that. I hung out with Chris a little more and headed home. I had to climb back into my room through the window, and I spent the rest of the night writing an essay for Chris. I was on my way to give it to Chris the next morning when I heard something that stopped me in my tracks. Chris was talking to our classmates and making fun of me.
All I needed to do was compliment that naive fool, and she fell over herself to do my homework. I'm a genius.
Oh, was he now? I wasn't about to take that lying down. His words made my blood boil. Instead of the essay, I gave that narcissistic moron a detailed account of the way he deceived our teachers. Chris didn't suspect a thing and proudly handed it in. I hid a vindictive grin.
Chris, what is the meaning of this? Go to the principal's office. Now.
The truth came out. Chris was punished and his parents found out about it. Of course, he immediately realized I was the one to blame.
Why the hell did you set me up like that, Brooke?
I heard what you really think of me, so I taught you a lesson.
You'll regret this.
Yeah, that's about what I expected from a scumbag like you. When I came home from school, Damon was at our house again. He was in deep discussion with my brother.
Come on, Ryan, just do it. It's not like you're risking anything. No, dude, I'm done. Period.
I tried to sneak into my room before anyone saw me, but my parents caught me and threw a fit.
Brooke, your classmate Chris told us you snuck away to a party yesterday? You are such a disappointment.
I hated being yelled at, especially in front of Damon. For the first time in my life, I decided to stand up for myself. I'm tired of apologizing. I just want to enjoy my life. With those words, I ran out into the backyard, sat on a swing, and burst into tears like a little girl. Someone blocked the sun. I looked up and saw Damon.
Well, was I right about Chris?
Don't kick me when I'm down. To my surprise, he sat down next to me and handed me a handkerchief.
Come on, don't cry. What did you mean when you said you were tired of apologizing?
I wiped away my tears and reminded Damon of Ryan's fall that my family still hadn't forgiven me for. Mom and Dad are still punishing me for it. I want to try my hand at music, but they won't let me.
That's ridiculous. Ryan could have recovered from his injury if he just kept practicing. He's the one who gave up. You shouldn't have to suffer because of that.
Then Damon said that he didn't have any money after being kicked out of the Guys on Fire. He came back to our town to start a brand new band and asked Ryan if he wanted to join it, but my brother refused because he hadn't played the guitar in years.
Brooke, maybe you want to try your hand at it?
I'm only just learning the chords.
I'll give you a couple lessons. We'll see how it goes.
Well, it couldn't hurt to try, right? The very next day, I came to Damon's place. Of course, my family was none the wiser. At first, I wasn't sure anything would come of it, but Damon was a great teacher. We got lost in the music, laughed, and talked about our plans for the future. For the first time in a long while, I was doing something for myself. I also remembered why I'd fallen for Damon all those years ago. Being with him made me feel alive. I didn't want to date a criminal, though. A bad guy had already taken advantage of me because I looked innocent. I didn't want to get hurt again, so I asked Damon why he was kicked out of the band. But before he could answer, Ryan walked into the house.
Bro, I've got great news. I've changed my mind. Let's start a band together.
He saw me and the guitar I was holding and turned red with anger.
Are you trying to steal my place? You're always ruining my life.
He kept shouting until Damon stood up for me.
Chill, buddy. Brooke is good at this. You can both join the band. You brainwashed my sister. Stay away from Brooke. You're a bad influence on her.
They had a huge falling out. Eventually, my brother grabbed my hand and dragged me home.
Stay away from him. He's dangerous.
Wait, are you worried about me?
Of course I am. You're my little sister.
Wow, it made me hope Ryan and I could still make up. That was more important to me than joining a band. So I stopped answering Damon's calls after that day. Sorry, Damon, but getting along with my family is more important to me than following any dream. Soon, he stopped calling me, and I thought he'd found someone else. But one day, when I was about to go home after school, Damon walked into my classroom. He picked me up in a bridal carry and walked outside. Hey, put me down! Where are you taking me?
You'll see.
You're shameless. Let me go.
Just relax. You won't regret this.
Soon, we found ourselves in a professional music studio. It was so cool. I immediately forgot I was mad at Damon. Wow, I feel like a real rock star.
I rented this place so we could rehearse. Brooke, don't let your family hold you back anymore. You should live your life the way you want to.
You say all the right things, but Ryan said you're a dangerous guy.
I get why you don't trust me.
He sat down on the floor and told me his story. A few months ago, Damon saw a scoundrel bothering some girl and intervened. Unfortunately, that bastard turned out to be the son of a powerful businessman. He came running to his father, and Damon got into trouble.
I had to do community service after that fight. Our producer had to kick me out of the band to protect the reputation of the Guys on Fire. I lost both my money and my career, but I don't regret what I did, and I'm ready to start over.
He was telling the truth. I could feel it. I couldn't help but admire the strength of his spirit. You did the right thing, and you should be proud of yourself.
If you're not afraid of me anymore, you hellion, then let's hit it.
On one condition. Don't call me hellion. We spent the evening rehearsing, and because of that, I came home very late. Of course, my parents and Ryan immediately pounced on me. I honestly admitted that I'd been playing guitar with Damon. We're starting a rock band.
Ha, you know it'll fail. You're both losers.
I didn't listen to my brother's taunts. He was just jealous. When I was leaving for school the next day, I saw a police car outside Mr. Parker's house. It turned out that someone had broken into our neighbor's house at night and stolen his late wife's jewelry. Ryan was standing nearby and giving a statement to a cop.
I saw Damon break into the house. He's broken the law before. Besides, he told me he needed money. Thanks. We'll get to the bottom of this.
What? I refused to believe that Damon would do such a thing. So I came to Mr. Parker's house to figure out